This is Team 6's digital presentation for AEP 855, Success for All Students, presented by Gary, Jessica, Cody, Wally, and Beth. This article is stating some of the measures that government is taking to keep immigrant children from using public schools as well as colleges. Also stated in the article is how many of the children are actually immigrants, 1/4 of them, and in some areas more. Government is also taking steps to limit their access to health care and other government help. If these proposals were to pass, there would be fewer opportunities for immigrant children who want to learn to prosper. Also in the article, children who are actually here legally could be hurt by the bill being passed. The chances for immigrants who want to get educated decreases greatly due to the measures being taken, and if this happens, there will be more chances for failure to occur. The cost of these students to take part in higher learning would increase dramatically due to the cost of out-of-state tuition, which would be charged to the immigrants. This article deals with one of the largest inequalities in education today: money. According to the article, students from wealthier families are more successful than their poorer peers, and the gap is growing. The gap between rich and poor is now larger than the success gap between races. As students from wealthier families are also much more likely to graduate college and find a good job, the cycle continues through generations. As teachers, we can help to narrow this gap. Children from higher incomes enter school with over 400 more hours of literacy experience than those from poorer households. As teachers, we can help these students to catch up by providing meaningful learning experiences in class. Teachers can send home books and activities and offer in-school help for children who do not have access to these resources at home. Every student deserves a quality education where their strengths are valued and they are taught in a way that they can understand. The article for this slide addresses multiple intelligences, or how we can value the intelligence of every student. Our students differ in many ways, such as race and socioeconomic status, but also in their own individual personalities and intelligences. The next slide relates to those pursuing their degree in library media. When it comes to multiple intelligences, most people would see the library as a place for students with linguistic, logical, and interpersonal strengths. However, there are many ways to make sure that all students' strengths are incorporated into library lessons, which are shown below. Multiple intelligences can also be effective in giving students choices, appealing to their interests, and making them feel more involved in their learning. I have also included a link to a TED Talk with a good speaker who reminds us that all students do not learn in the same way and that we need to look for their strengths and to nurture them. Socioeconomic statuses directly impact education outcomes. Such inequities in wealth distribution and quality of life are increasing in the U.S. Society will positively benefit as a whole from an increased focus on the foundations of these inequities. As a society, we now possess the tools necessary to study and identify strategies that could reduce these disparities at both individual and societal levels. Research indicates that children from low socioeconomic status households and communities develop academic skills more slowly compared to children from higher socioeconomic groups. Academic skills are correlated with the home environment, where low literacy and chronic stress negatively affect a child's pre-academic skills. Research indicates that school conditions contribute more to socioeconomic status differences than family characteristics. Schools in low socioeconomic communities suffer from high levels of unemployment, migration of qualified teachers, and low educational achievement. A teacher's years of experience and quality of training is correlated with children's academic achievement, but yet children in low-income schools are less likely to have highly qualified teachers. The following factors have been found to improve the quality of schools in low socioeconomic status neighborhoods. First, focus on improving teaching and learning. Second, creation of an information-rich environment. Third, building of a learning community. Fourth, continuous professional development. Fifth, involvement of parents. And sixth, an increased funding and resources. Although implementing technology in the classroom has been a fairly easy process, one overlooked issue is that most low-income students do not have access to technology at home. The low-income student's socioeconomic status is putting the student at a possible learning disadvantage compared to other classmates that have access to technology at home. Educational leaders are not standing idly by. Some leaders are creating new opportunities for students' access to technology, such as before and after school programs, along with pilot programs that allow students the opportunity to check out technology that they can take home to complete schoolwork. This forward type of thinking is what will be needed to keep the low-income student from falling behind in a technology-driven education system.